Welcome to Chatt It Up Sports on this beautiful Tuesday morning. 3 claps one time, fellas. Oh, Joseph, you had a strange Saturday night, my friend.
Oh, baby. Well, I'll take strange over bad. I'll take strange over bad 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
10 times out of 10.
Malcolm, we had a beautiful waste of time for Kent State.
Don't you love those days?
I felt good.
When you could just watch football just worry-free.
I mean, next level worry-free.
Like, without a doubt.
The only thing I was worried about was, I was wondering if the NCAA was going to fine us for the most absurd onside kick of all time.
Well, there's a reason behind it, because it's a live game rep, and you never get those opportunities.
True.
So it's just like, let me just get my guys to do it so I can get these guys out of here. So I can just empty. You know, if you're on the scout team you're playing, really, if you're a manager, we'll switch jerseys at halftime.
Who knows, man? Everybody got in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, do we play third string? No, we never got to a 4th-string quarterback. We weren't playing any wide receivers at quarterback as far as I know. But we did have our boys come in and let it rip. Gaston was, 4 for 4, 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Gaston Moore looked raw.
Raw dog?
Yeah.
Pause.
No?
Hey.
Shout out to my man Merck out there, too. 3rd string?
Yeah, Merck got some time.
Merck
got
looked
some
good.
Time. There's not a lot of takeaways from that game besides that Tennessee looked great. It was a tough road. Kent State was, like I said, a waste of time. But that's okay. It's okay. We learned some things about our 3rd-string guys. We let a lot of people pad some stats. But we'll tie it into 2 for 1 here, Joseph. We'll get to you, buddy. Let's be honest. You are the main topic of this week. And I guess since I'm sure if you are a Georgia fan, that you have already heard many of the things that you wanted to hear or didn't want to hear this morning. But as of now, Texas is number 1. Moved you guys up after, we'll call it the Georgia sputter. Where are you at? Where are you at mentally? What do you think's right? What do you think's wrong? All the typical questions you got to ask.
Where am I at mentally? I'm okay. We've done this. We've done this the past 3 years now? Yeah, 3 years now. 2020. We did this twice. We've done this the last 2 times we've gone to Lexington. We've done this.
It's very true.
We did this in 2022, 16-6. Absolute just knuckle grinder of a game, dude. You're talking about clenched fist the whole time as a fan. What is going on?
What's happening?
I've seen this team score. It felt very similar, but it was the difference, I will say, in what I felt Saturday night versus those last 2 games is in those last 2 games, we struggled, but it felt like I never felt like we were going to lose the game. I never felt like we were going to lose the game. Saturday night, I felt at one point we were going to lose the game. Now, I'm pretty typically even killed as a Georgia fan because I'm like, you know what? We've won 2 natties. Before that happened in my life, I was like, if I can just see 1, I'll be content. So I got 2. So I try not to be greedy. But at one point, I was like, you know what? I'm losing a little bit. I'm losing a little bit.
Yeah.
If we would have lost, ultimately I would have coped because we're going to lose eventually. 42 regular season games. All of these streaks have to come to an end. They have to because it's just part of football. You can't dominate all the time, every time. Even Saban lost. Tennessee finally beat Saban after, was it 15 years?
15 tries.
It's going to happen eventually. We're going to lose to some of these teams that we haven't lost to. I was glad it wasn't Saturday night. I'm glad it wasn't Kentucky. I'll tell you the thing that concerns me because it kind of makes me feel good that this team could pull themselves out of the mud and find a way to win this game because nothing was going right. Everything went wrong. I've never seen Carson look as rattled as he did. Not even just missing reads, missing easy throws that he normally hits because he's normally a guy that makes the right read, but dropping a snap on the 1,
weird things happen.
He just doesn't. It just felt like one of those games where it was like, okay, this is just the boys are going to fight and they're going to fight and it doesn't matter. It's just not our night. And then they somehow managed to pull out this victory. Thank God. But I don't know, man. It was, if I had to sum up anything about the game, it felt like Carson was just off. And because Carson was off, it led to they got behind schedule, which affected the run game. And then Kentucky, I was watching a film study a little bit towards the end of the work, like the last 10 minutes. Kentucky was lining up in some weird fronts, man. And I think it was messing with Carson. Like, I don't think he could get a real clear picture of what he was seeing. So I think that threw him off a little bit. And then on top of that, you only got 5 possessions in the first half. 23 plays, 23 offensive snaps on 5 possessions. So you're playing right into Kentucky's game plan. Shorten the game, less chances to win, or less chances to score, keep it close. And I've never seen Carson look, I don't want to say lost, because I don't feel like that's the right word, but it just felt like if this isn't, like, if one thing's not going, if something's going wrong, if it's not one thing going wrong, it's another. Sorry, it took me a couple times to say that. If it's not one thing going wrong, it's something else. It's just what it felt like watching Carson and watching the offense. Thank God the defense showed up. Them boys were ready to eat.
Yeah.
They were ready to eat. Shout out Jalen Walker. That dude is an absolute animal. Shout out Tyrion and Ingram Dawkins. Like, the boys on the defensive side showed up. But it just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if we'll see that from the Dogs again on the offensive side. God, I hope not, because if we play like that against Texas or Bama or Ole Miss or Tennessee, you're not going to have chances to come back like that. So, but I don't know. Lexington for us the past couple of years has not quite been the same voodoo that Jordan-Hare's been. That's just a whole nother thing. Mm-hmm. But it's been weird, man. The vibe's been weird. Those Kentucky games. Plus, they were just coming off getting absolutely embarrassed. So you know they were ready to fight. And I think you saw that. The way the Kentucky defense played, like the way that they were not necessarily fighting, but it seemed like they were mad. They were like, we're going to give you our best punch. And they did, man. And Georgia was kind of reeling on offense a little bit. So, I don't know. I think they'll learn a lot from this. Yeah. I don't know if it's one of those things. I wouldn't necessarily go and say, like, yeah, they needed this game. I don't know if that's something you want to say. But I would rather have this game, rather them have this game going into a bye week than having to go play Bama the next weekend.
Yeah, so. That's the scary part. Like, if that would have been this coming week, you're like, oh, boy.
If that would have been Bama, if that would have been Texas, I mean, we're talking like 56-14, like 48-14, probably.
I don't think 48-14, because you still got some like elite athletes on the defensive side of the ball, really everywhere.
We do. But our defensive line, man, like in this game, and watching Kentucky run the ball the way they did, it really showed you how thin Georgia is on D-line, because they've got some guys that are out, and I think the 3 main defensive linemen all played like 52 snaps or something like that. So Georgia's thin at the defensive line. There is not a better time to have a bye week than right now, because maybe you can get some of those guys back for the Bama game. But you can run on Georgia. It looks like for right now you can run on Georgia. And that to me is a foreign concept from what we've seen from Kirby. Because even in the years where it's like, well, the offense isn't quite there, you're going to run, you're going to have to fight for them yards. And it just seemed like Kentucky didn't. They kind of did what they wanted when they ran the ball. So,
who is Georgia's star? Like, who is,
on defense or offense?
Defense is Malachi Starr.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But, like, on offense, who is the guy?
A lot of good, not great.
Yeah. It's
good,
like there's
great.
nobody who just pops off the page. Like, when you look at Tennessee, Nico Iamaleava pops.
Yep.
Dylan Sampson pops.
Yeah.
Who is that guy? Like, Jackson Dart from Mississippi pops.
Yeah. Even the receiving core for Ole Miss is just insane, man. Juice Wells and like they're insane, absolutely insane. So that's one thing I'd hoped for the Georgia offense. Like I don't know, I just feel like Dominic Lovett hasn't been the same. I don't know if it's the scheme or the way they're trying to use him, or I don't know if it's like him and Carson's chemistry.
Yeah.
But he doesn't feel the same way. And maybe it's just because now that you see Luther Burden, you're like, oh, I get it now. Like I get why Dom was like, okay, I'm out.
Like, a Chrysler 300 looks
Luther
like
Burden.
looks like a Phantom until a Phantom pulls up.
That boy's a bad man.
That's a Maybach, isn't it?
That boy is cold, man. Cold. And
He got his stage this weekend too.
He did,
cool.
man. He did.
I thought Miggy's pick. I really actually thought Boston College because Castanella is like one of the funnest people to watch in college football. Like everybody loves a small, very quick quarterback. Like it's always fun.
The difference was they had Luther Burden and Boston College didn't.
Yeah.
Simple.
I mean, honestly too, like you guys gave Brock all he wanted Saturday night.
Yeah.
And that defense showed up, and I guess the biggest worry for me watching was the offensive line for you guys.
Yeah.
There's some times you're like, and as a Tennessee fan, you kind of we scout, you know.
Oh,
we're out here.
100%.
We're out here scouting.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, because you never know. Like, Josh might call me up this week and be like, "What'd you think?
What'd you see out there?
You never know.
What'd you see out there?
What'd you see? Yeah. Well, I was on the couch this weekend. Had my second cup of Rotel. Let me tell you about what I saw. Let me tell you about what I saw. But yeah, the offensive line, you're like, man, that's something that, especially in the SEC right now, you could take advantage of.
Yeah. And it was supposed to be, coming into the season, it was the strength. It was like Georgia's got, top 5, top 3 offensive line? Maybe?
Yeah.
Now Tate Ratledge is down for, like, till the Florida game, I think, is what they were speculating.
So good too.
Tate Ratledge is awesome. That's another thing, too, going back and watching some of the film, just missed assignments, man.
Yeah.
The running backs didn't do great in pass pro. The O-line just, I don't know, man. It looked like they couldn't get out of their own way. So, I mean, I think it's a bunch of things that are fixable. But I am really concerned, especially with what you brought up, Miggy, the wide receiver core, a lot of good, not great. Like, I don't think we have a guy that's just going to be like, if we need somebody to come in and take over a game, like, who's that going to be? Because last year, it was Brock.
Yeah.
Like, not only was he Carson's security blanket, like, Brock's down there somewhere. He was your third down go-to. He was great at blocking. And there was a swing pass. Like, actually, the play before Carson dropped it on the 1 yard line, there was a swing pass out to the left. 2-on-2. We got Dominic Lovett, like, on a swing pass, 2 blockers, 2 defenders. Jurasek just missed, man. Just straight up missed. Yeah. And it's one of those things, looking back on it, it's like, if that's Oscar out there, or if that's Brock, that plays a touchdown.
Yep.
Because your one safety is already leaned to the close side of the field, so there's no chance he catches Dom. But Ben missed the block, and play gets blown up. And now you're 3rd and 15. You're chalking that drive. You just are. So it's things like that I think they can clean up, but you got to clean it up in a hurry.
Yeah.
You got 2 weeks, and you rolling into Tuscaloosa.
You know, we talked about just now a missed assignment. You know who missed an assignment?
Who?
Mark Stoops. Can we talk about it real quick?
Go for it, yeah.
That's coaching malpractice, y'all. That to me is Kentucky football just personified. You know, you got the number 1 team on the ropes. And what was it, 4th and 3?
Yeah.
I think
Fourth
it was
and
a little
4,
deeper. I think it was like 4th and 6th or something like that. Because
you gotta go. You don't punt back to Carson Beck with 3 minutes left. You're not gonna get the football back.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean that to me showed me everything I need to know. Mark Stoops ain't for real.
I had one of my best friends is a Kentucky fan, and he sent me a message like immediately, and he was like, "You go for that?" I'm like, "I think you have to." I'm like, the way your defense is playing, I get the reason not to, but at the same time, like, at this point to the game, Georgia's built the most momentum that they've had all game. I mean, if you go for it, will you get criticized? But yeah, you will. I mean, either way, it's kind of a lose-lose for Mark Stoops, because it's like, if you go for it and you miss, it's like, well, you had 3 minutes, you got timeouts, you could have punted and got the ball back. But I think punting, it's just a worse look, is what it is, because it's like, I don't want to risk it, you know. I like, and I love that he, with that, potentially saying I trust our defense, because they've been playing lights out all game, and they had. But again, man, like, you give them just an inch, dude. You gave Georgia just an inch, and they were like, oh, okay, yep, and we're gonna go win this game. So
yeah, it was 4th and 8 on the Georgia 47.
Come on,
you're on
bro.
your side of the field, man.
I mean,
that's so tough. 4th and 8 is a lot longer. Like, I get it. That's pushing the boundaries. But like you said, Miggy, this is your time, dog. This is your time to. If you're trusting your defense, I get playing the field position game, but that is as close as you're gonna get.
Yeah,
that's so tough, man. That's so tough. But I mean, they did hold up. They just couldn't finish it. They just couldn't finish it. And they get the ball back with like 2 something. No, sorry.
Kentucky got the ball back with like 9 seconds.
Yeah,
left.
9 seconds left. Yeah, Georgia started their drive like with 2 something. It's like golly bum, dude. Yeah. Just I don't know. That was a weird one for me. Like as a Tennessee fan, just being like, can we both lose?
It was one of those. It was a game. It was another game in Lexington.
It's why is it so weird up there?
I don't know, man. Like the past few times we've played has also been like later in the year.
Yeah.
So this is the earliest we've played Kentucky. So it's like cold, and you're on the road. It's like November. Like at that point, the past few times, I think Kentucky's been not necessarily out of it, but I think the past few times they've been in the run for the East have been played in Athens. So it's just kind of one of those like, well, we're going to give you everything we got, and it's cold, and we know you don't want to be here, so nut up or shut up, and 16-6 and 14-3. So
that felt like the biggest trap game ever. Like especially, and we can talk about it. Like as betting goes on, like you look at 21.5 after last week, Kentucky gets rocked by South Carolina, who is a better team than I thought. They are a better team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They screwed the pooch a little bit this week too, but
got screwed.
21, yes. I'll say that.
I don't think so.
Close. Oh man.
I don't think so.
We'll get there.
Okay.
21.5 point favorite. After last week, you're just like, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
I should have knew it.
Yeah, it's one of those like you just know. You're like, and then you go back the last couple times. It just feels weird in Lexington. They're gonna figure out like these teams like Kentucky, they can't pull this off. Like this should have been won by a slightly better team, but they made all those weird fronts. Like Stoops schemed this up defensively so right.
Yeah, man.
But I feel like that's one of those things that all week at practice, it was all defense, I guess. Maybe he tried to get Brock, but it's like if we can hold them to 13 points, surely we can win this game or have a better shot than with 9 seconds. But dang, dude, like you sell your soul to win that game and you don't do it.
I mean, that's a program-defining win. I mean, that's your legacy. I mean, I think Mark Stoops gets a max contract.
Yeah,
it's like
you can do that.
Life,
if you can do that at Kentucky, damn dog. I don't know. It's that is one that it was a very strange game, and like you said, you come out and we will forget about it. Like we'll if as long as you go out there and you handle business versus Bama, people forget about it. Yeah, it won't matter. It's like, well, that got them going, you know.
Even if you go out and you like, say you lose to Bama, if you go out and duel, and the offense clicks, and you lose like 38-37, 38-35, people won't even bat an eye at the Kentucky game. Like, they'll just be like, oh yeah, no, it was a weird game.
Weird game. That's all it was.
Yeah.
LSU South Carolina, you don't believe it was screwed?
Listen, I was so upset with South Carolina for losing that game, simply for the fact that they won. It just, when you play undisciplined, and I'm going to butcher his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Number 5.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
What's his name, man?
I can't remember his name.
Well, number 5.
I'm on it.
Number 5 for South Carolina, as we get this brother's name, was playing out of his mind for 3 quarters straight. I mean, the pressure, it was insurmountable. I mean, was it, oh my God, it starts with a K, I feel like. But
it's like, is it Kennard?
Kennard
something?
Kennard. It was Kennard.
Yeah, sounds like Luke Kennard, yeah.
Yeah. Kennard and then his running mate, the freshman.
Dylan Stewart.
Ooh. So they were coming. I mean, LSU did not have an answer. I do want to shout out to Ashford, though, the backup quarterback.
Robbie Ashford?
Yeah. Came in, and he did what he had to do. I mean, he at least gave them a chance.
He tried, man.
He tried. He was like, I know I'm not going to be able to throw.
Kyle Kennard.
Kennard.
Shout out. Atlanta, Georgia's finest.
Well, Kyle.
6'5", 254.
Oh, he gave
He gave my man first
Garrett
round.
Nussmeier?
No.
Or Will Campbell or
Will Campbell
Yeah.
had his breakfast, lunch, and dinner out there
Sure
because he
did.
gave him all he could handle. It was a golden corral from my man. When I tell you, guys, fellas, it was really something to watch. If he did not do that stupid penalty in the fourth quarter,
man.
I think he could have played himself into like a second-round pick type of day. That's how great his performance was.
Yeah.
But ultimately, he went after Nussmeier well away from the ball. I mean, it was a real idiotic play.
It was really stupid.
Stupid. I mean, and it was a pick six.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, you hurt your team because that was from a 4-point to an 11-point swing.
Huge.
Yeah.
That was the game. They couldn't get 2 possessions.
Yeah.
So
That
You
one
think-
hurt.
You think if Lenore Sellers stays in, South Carolina wins that game?
I do, no
I
question,
think so.
no question.
I don't want to sit here and like I know it's easy to sit back and say, oh yeah, for sure, but like I don't know, man. I think and going back and watching like alternate angles of Kyle pushing Garrett Nussmeier,
It's tough, huh?
it's kind of soft, man.
I was
like,
I was in a volleyball game and I just saw the roughing thing and I looked over at the group text message on my watch and people were losing it.
dude. I mean, like, and I get it because it happened to me later that night.
Yeah.
On a sack, and I just like if I'm a South Carolina fan, I'm like I get it. Quarterbacks are everything in this sport.
Mhm.
Like you can have the best team ever. If you suck at quarterback, you're not going to get very far. You're not. So I understand the emphasis in protecting quarterbacks, and I just like, come on, man. He just got pushed. He got pushed.
Yeah.
Like he didn't drop his weight on him. He didn't swing his helmet into him. He didn't put his helmet in his chest. He just pushed him. And I don't know, man. Like
It's just away from the play, though. I mean, there is no action happening within 10 yards.
it just seemed soft.
Yeah.
To me. And I don't know. Like I get it. It's one of those things where it's like, as a coaching staff, you do your best to explain like quarterbacks are treated differently. Quarterbacks are going to get flags. They're going to get these calls. But I mean, I don't know, man. It hurts. It's the first time I've hurt for South Carolina fans. First time I've hurt for South Carolina fans because that's just rough, dude.
It is brutal.
It's just rough.
It is brutal. Well, that wound up being a better game than I thought. I didn't know.
Same.
I actually thought that might be like one of those weird low-scoring games. Thought South Carolina might. I honestly thought it might be what Kentucky and Georgia was.
Yeah.
I really thought that because I was like, it just feels like that way.
Yeah.
I feel bad for game day. I was like, it just has that feel to it a little bit. Has that feel to it. But didn't wind up going that way. I think we'll save a lot of game day for Thursday, the live
Cool.
show.
Yeah,
A lot of Tennessee. We'll save that. Try to get a guest on. It's going to be a wild Thursday. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Top 10.
Top 10.
That's why I want to tie that back in after Georgia.
Okay.
Do you feel the Texas move up is proper?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they lost their starting quarterback. Arch Manning came in and absolutely ball. I know they're playing UTSA. I get it. It's just UTSA. But your backup quarterback comes in and you look that good. 100. Yeah, give it to them. After they're just coming off going to, and I will say this, I don't think, I've thought this all year. I don't think Michigan's as good as they were. I don't think Michigan's good because they just pick a quarterback, man. Pick somebody.
Yep.
Like if you're gonna do Davis Warren, is it Davis Warren? I can't remember his
David
name.
Warren?
Davis Warren.
Yeah.
Pick Alex Orji or pick Davis Warren and go.
Somebody.
Like pick somebody and go. So like I kind of expected Texas to roll in that game, but just you still got to give them credit for going into the big house and winning a game that dominant fashion, and then coming out playing a lesser opponent. Starting quarterback goes out, backup comes in, and you don't skip a beat at all. Yeah. Throw them number one. They deserve it.
Mickey?
I wish Quinn Ewers was at Florida State. I really do. Because I don't think he's getting this job back. I'm going to be honest. I think that Arch is going to play so well and in really big moments. I know they're trying to rush Quinn back, but there's a reason. Because that era has started now, guys, to see a Manning as mobile. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps over here just thinking about it. He played perfect. It wasn't just good. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And for Quinn to be as good as he's been, to hold this guy off, that just shows to me how much of a baller Quinn is, mentally and physically.
The boy was ready for the moment.
Yeah.
100% ready for the moment.
And we knew this would happen. Everybody knew Quinn was going to get hurt, just when and how severe.
Yeah.
It's now happened, and the Arch Manning era has begun, and he's not giving it back.
I mean, what you gonna hear when Quinn throws his first interception?
Yeah,
Coming back. Like,
they want this so bad. Listening around college football today, you could feel it. Like they wanted this to happen in a nice way.
Yeah,
I really think a lot of Texas fans, especially like casuals, they're like, "Hey, I want Arch Manning to somehow get this job. Non-contact oblique injury is the best way to do it.
Love Quinn, but
This is what they want. This is what they really want. They have this. Arch is star power.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Quinn was star power.
Yeah.
But now you have Arch Manning, who's fast,
oh, dude,
who
he's got
looks
some legs.
unbelievable. And again, we just said it's UTSA. But you know what,
Talk to me.
Biggie?
Talk to me.
He's got UL Monroe, and who might be by far the worst SEC team in Mississippi State after that.
Oh, buddy.
He's going to put up redonkulous stats. Like, this guy should not play more than 4 total quarters in the next 2 games.
And they're going to look at Sark, and Sark is going to look at them and be like, Quinn Ewers is my quarterback. But he's going to turn on that film, and he's going to be like, all right, and don't let them go down 14-0 against Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout.
Do not.
Don't. Like, I'm not even saying 7. Like, don't let them go down 2 scores. Because if it does, I'm telling you, Arch Manning's coming off that bench. He's never giving it back.
Especially if Quinn throws an INT that sets up one of those touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like if Quinn just comes out and he's not like immediately hot, it's Texas fans aren't gonna the leash for Texas fans. Like I think for Sark it's much longer, obviously.
Oh,
but we talked
yeah.
about that coming into the season. Texas fans, especially after seeing that, I know. Dude.
Question for you guys: if you're a backup quarterback or starter, say you're the starter, right, and you get pulled, you know, for example, Graham Mertz,
Oh gosh.
he gets pulled for DJ Lagway. DJ gets a horrific injury. Do you go back in the game?
Oh,
Or do
yeah.
you just say no?
No, I go back.
You say, yo, you made your decision.
Yeah, I go back.
But then, like, I don't know.
Dude, for me, it's like you committed to the team. So,
Yeah.
like, if you're not leaving before the season starts, when you're there for the team. You're part of the team whole
Mhm.
season. So, like, if you have full plans to leave afterwards, do that afterwards. But during the season, you're on that team. Like, you got to play.
That's going to be, especially if you are thinking of like your future. That is such a terrible look.
Yeah.
That would be such a terrible look.
Yeah.
There are a lot of guys that would probably do that. Yeah. I think there's quite a few guys in college football that would probably be like, nah, I'm out. I'm going to go transfer. That's the negative part about the transfer portal. Florida State's seeing the negative part about the transfer portal because what in the world do they have to care about? I don't know. I'm going back personally because I got that dog in me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Competitor.
Yeah. Because
Ball
I got to
play.
go back in and be like, all right, got my second chance. Let's go ball. And then I'm going to throw another pick 6. But
Yeah. But you're back in the game. So.
but I'm back, baby. Yeah. I feel like I'll be a partial fan favorite. I think people would like me eventually. You know?
Yeah.
They'd be like,
No, you
well,
would.
bless his heart. Because I'd be in the South because I'd want to stay in the SEC.
Yeah.
And there'd be a lot of, bless his heart. He tries, you know.
Yeah.
I'll get you a couple truck sticks. I'll look a little Tim Tebow-ish at times.
Yeah.
I'll look like more like NFL Tim Tebow throwing the football, but I'll be a fan favorite.
Real Jared Guarantano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just knew he was going to be so good. That's why I can't be no director
There's
of recruiting.
just something about like that. He's like lanky but athletic enough, pretty tall.
Yeah.
Got some tats on him.
Yeah.
Light skinned dude. You
Yeah.
kind of you're like, this guy's gonna be really good.
I thought he was going to be raw. Like,
He's a dog.
No, sure wasn't.
No, he was not.
Sure was not.
No, he was a puppy.
Man, I Didn't get to watch a lot of the Alabama-Wisconsin game, but listened to a lot of stuff about it.
You didn't need to watch.
Didn't need to watch.
Nope.
You did need to watch.
You did need to watch.
Yeah.
Why do I need to watch?
Because the most electrifying college football player is in Tuscaloosa, I'm afraid. And it's a problem. And he can't get into any bar like Shady's Corner or any establishment for kids that are 18 and older.
Yep.
Ryan Williams, I honestly think if he declared right now, could get on an NFL roster at 17 years old.
$170 soaking wet.
I mean, this is a bold claim I'm about to say. I think he's the best.
Hit that.
He's
hit
the best
that camera.
receiver.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
He's the best receiver to come through Bama, including Devontae Smith. I think he has every chance to break every single Alabama wide receiver.
Okay.
Julio Jones?
I was about to say Julio Jones.
I know Julio, but when Nick Saban
Amari
says
Cooper,
there's Calvin Ridley, there's Amari Cooper, there's Jerry Jeudy, there's
Henry Ruggs,
Jalen Waddle,
like,
Henry Ruggs, bless his soul, brother. We think about you. I mean, there's so many guys. Ryan Williams is up there in like the echelon. I know. It sounds crazy. Guys, this boy is phenomenal.
It sounds crazy. It sounds batch crazy. But I've seen him play, and I don't think you're that far off. I don't think you're that far off because he's cold, man.
He's awesome.
He's cold, dude.
He's just a highlight fact because like that's what I watched. I watched like the 7-minute YouTube thing. I was like, what happened? I need to watch Why Are They Still Number 3? Dude is incredible. And 17, like he's gonna gain weight. He's gonna do all the things like you're gonna want to see. Like it just happens.
Yeah.
You're only 17 years old, dude.
Yeah.
And this guy, I heard about it like in camp stuff. I heard about like, watch out for this guy. He's probably one of the best they've seen. I was like,
okay,
it's
camp.
Camp talk.
Yeah.
Here we are again. Sweet. They got a wide receiver. Dadgummit. I hate when they find these guys. And he's in the perfect offense.
Y'all, he runs routes like prime Ocho Cinco.
Mm-hmm.
Like his feet are something. It looks like creative player stuff. If he gains 30 pounds, I don't know what anybody else is going to do with him.
He's going to be a problem. I mean, he's already a problem, but he's going to be even more of a problem.
Yeah.
Like he's only going to get better. The thing I worry about is because Milroe's gone after this year, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you think Julian Saint's kind of regretting his decision a little bit?
Probably.
To leave Bama? I mean, I know it's Ohio State, so yeah, you're going to have all the same. You're going to have Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, you're going to have studs.
So,
Carnell Tate.
If Will Howard fumbles, you know what? Let's not. There's plenty of season left. We can get into that later.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Kid's a stud, and he's only going to get better. And it just makes me, I don't know, I guess envious. Just one time. I just want, can we just get one stud on the edge like that? Just one stud wide receiver. Like,
and just dominate.
And just like it doesn't matter who's covering.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong. Do I think he's had the most competition thus far? No. Like, would I love to see him against like Will Johnson? Yeah. I'd love to see that matchup. But
I think Will would get the best of him right now. Guess what?
For now, yeah.
Yeah.
But Will's also 21.
Yeah.
4
Big
years
difference.
older than Ryan, so like
big difference. All right. Do y'all have any qualms with the rest? Ohio State at 3? Yeah, your nay?
I'm fine with it. I think outside of one ball game, they have been absolutely dominant in what I expected. Yeah. Offense, defense, and special teams. I'm cool with Ohio State there.
I'm kind of I'm with that. I agree with that. I'm also kind of like withholding judgment on Ohio State because they've done what they've needed to do.
Yeah.
They haven't really had to flex on anybody yet. So yeah.
Ole Miss at 5.
Boys, have y'all watched Jackson Dart?
It's a bad man, dude.
Dude, I don't know if it's just like, oh, I got some receivers now, or if he just elevated. But dude, he just looks so much more confident this year than he did last year. He just looks so cold now. He's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I got full control. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna drop as many yards as I want to, as many touchdowns. He's on the season right now, 1,172 passing yards and 8 tuds.
That's crazy.
Absolute baller of a season so far.
The
Ole
number
Miss
one
is
overall,
a force, man.
Yeah, the number one overall scoring team, which is impressive to me because Tennessee follows them up right after that.
Yeah,
and because of the scoring, I'm like, and I don't think NC State's very good, so now I can't use that. It's like it's a better win than anything Ole Miss really has. I mean, it's better, but it's not like.
Yeah, I mean Wake's not great.
Yeah,
So,
like these ACC middle road teams are not very good.
Yeah,
Like you're looking at very lowly SEC talent in comparison right now. What are you thinking over there, Miggy?
I got a problem with everything.
What? Go ahead.
I got a problem with everything. Tennessee's a better team than Ole Miss because yes, they have the number 2 scoring offense, also the number 2 total defense.
That's right.
This is a complete team, and I'm sorry, Lane Kiffin. I know your game. I'm very familiar with it. You leave players in to make them feel better about themselves, i.e. Jonathan Crompton in 2009. You're not fooling anybody. Jackson Dart is getting left in games to build up his Heisman campaign, to get him to New York,
for sure.
to build visibility.
100%.
Bro, Nico has not played in all 3 games the entirety of each game.
Fair.
Same for Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson should be in New York. If we're keeping it a buck.
Right now, personal opinion, as awesome as Nico's looked, Dylan would deserve that nod more than Nico.
The Tennessee single-season rushing TD record is 18. Through 3 games, Dylan is at 9.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he should have that in the bag.
There have been really good running backs that come through the University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
All-pro, Super Bowl caliber, Super Bowl winning guys. Dylan Sampson's going to shatter the Tennessee running back record book this year. He needs a nod in New York. I think Tennessee is head and shoulders better than Ole Miss. I think they're a top 5 team.
Shoulders better.
Yeah. Because what,
Okay.
like, truly, like, would you take Jackson Dart over Nico right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Just this
right
year.
now. Like, do I think Nico's ceiling is higher?
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now, I think I'd still take Jackson Dart.
But, like, if you put Jackson Dart on Tennessee's team, would there be a difference?
I think there actually might be.
I mean, I don't
know because Nico does so many things with his legs that are just going to be better than Dart. I think Dart's a good runner.
I don't know, man.
Okay runner. He's a pretty good runner. Okay, he's a pretty good runner.
Yeah.
I just think that's really
that's
a very tough
choice,
one because this
man.
is like the most perfect Nico offense possible.
Yeah. But you can also go the inverse, is that if you put Nico in Oxford, I think that team takes a step back.
Oh man, I don't. You think Ole Miss takes a step back with Nico?
I do.
I could.
I think there's a small marginal difference that you almost couldn't even notice.
I think maybe he'd have a couple more picks, and that's sheerly just from like more pass attempts.
Yeah.
I think he'd have a couple just because he's so new, like he's first year starting.
Yeah.
Like he might have maybe 2 more picks than Jackson.
Yeah.
But again, Jackson's played college football a lot longer, and he's thrown a lot more passes this year. So I think they're pretty interchangeable.
They are
right
interchangeable.
now,
They
now.
are.
I think they're pretty close.
That's
pretty
probably
close.
the most interchangeable you can get in quarterbacks.
Yeah. Love them both. I think we're going to see the showdown in the SEC championship. That's just me.
Yeah,
That'd be a hell of a game.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be a hell of a game.
Yeah, because I that's one of those and we're gonna see next week about what this defense is really, really, really made of. I mean, Grayson McCall. Sorry, dude. I think he's kind of done now. Finally, no offense, but buddy, you've been around for a while and you finally gotten the injury bug. It's not gonna be good.
No,
but
sir.
we handled business against them defensively. I just somebody like Ole Miss just can score at what feels like it will. That might be a 55-50 game. Just something crazy. Who knows? But dog, that's a good one. That's when you think about interchangeable quarterbacks for their systems.
Yeah.
Let's go pure Ole Miss and Tennessee, what they've got going on right now. Because they're similar in a lot of ways, Jackson Dart just has stud wide receivers. And so does Tennessee. I don't know whose are better, and I think with Brew and Squirrel, we just really do have a lot.
We said this on that reel that you lovely man chopped up. This is the deepest wide receiver room outside of Ohio State. You know, your sixth option on Tennessee's team is Mike Matthews.
Yeah.
Did y'all see Mike Matthews on Saturday? That boy looked like Derrick Rogers reincarnated.
Dang.
Chisel just, oh my goodness. Mike Matthews coming out party happening in the next 3 weeks. Yeah. You heard it here first.
I can't wait.
I think this week will tell us a lot in terms of Nico because it's his first time. Because, like, yeah, you played in Charlotte, played NC State, but it's still it's not the same as a night game in Norman.
Yeah.
And I think this, like, as much as I don't necessarily believe in Oklahoma, I don't know. I have high hopes for Jackson Arnold, but it's just, I don't know. It just hadn't been put together yet.
Yeah.
Their defense is the strength of that team. So I'm going to be very interested to see how Nico handles that. Because I think this week will tell a lot. Because we've seen Jackson Dart. We've seen Jackson Dart come out, look phenomenal, and then you play Bama on the road, you play Georgia on the road, and all of a sudden you're human again. So I'm very, very interested to see what Nico looks like this coming up week. But I know we'll get into that game a lot more on Thursday. That's just specifically for this comparison of Jackson Dart and Nico. We have a lot more sample sizes with Jackson, so we'll get that with Nico this week and in the coming weeks as the schedule gets harder. So
can't wait to talk about that game, really in depth.
I know. I got some notes from my Oklahoma boys last night. I got shout out to the Jones brothers. Shout out to Nick Jones for getting introduced into the Daniel Boone High School Hall of Fame this week. 3 claps one time. He gave me a little in-depth look, then gave me some guys to reach out to, but we'll just go ahead and do this real quick, and then we'll get back to the top 10. I know we got time constraints today, but Deion Burks is like their only weapon we have right now that's not injured. Nick Anderson should be back next week, but who knows? Backs have been decent, not great. Defensively, it's Stutzman and Bowman, which, if you've watched, Stutzman's freaking nature.
Yeah.
But overall, defense has been really good. So this is coming from a guy that, honestly, like the Jones brothers should be analysts themselves. Like they're good. They follow everything, and they're just good football players and good knowledge behind this stuff. So like I kind of trust them. Like this week, I was like, all right, boys, I'm going to talk to you probably every day.
Yeah.
This is how it's going to be. They'll give me honest opinions. But they're kind of the same way about Jackson. Like on the ground, he looked really good last week. Through the air, they just don't have enough weapons that are healthy and aren't taking care of business. But that defense is stout.
Yeah,
we're gonna have some competition. They're gonna get Nico a couple times. I'll be interested to see what they do against the ground game. Real quick before we get to NFL, Missouri, Miami, Oregon finished out the top 10, or Penn State. Any problems? Because then we got a lot of Big 12 teams. What it feels like.
I think Missouri did a lot for themselves this week, beating Boston College. Personally, I think I would have Miami over Missouri right now. Just
Same.
Right now. I like where I'm cool with Penn State being 10. I feel like we're starting to learn more about Penn State, especially with the way that we've seen West Virginia play.
Yep.
I think we're starting to learn, West Virginia, Penn State come out, put up all these big numbers. It's like, was that more West Virginia or was that more Penn State?
Yeah.
And we'll find out more, obviously. But I think, I'd probably have Miami over Missouri, and then I'm cool with Oregon. Oregon's in prove it mode right now. Yeah, you had a huge game against Oregon State, but
I need one more.
You got to take care of business.
They looked awesome.
It's one thing to come out and do it in a rivalry game. Take care of business against somebody that shouldn't be in a game against you.
Yeah.
So.
And we're going to learn a lot this week about USC.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting again. Big house.
My current Heisman Trophy winner should have his team right behind Tennessee. Talking Cam Ward in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
Talk that talk.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Come on.
Talk that talk segment, baby.
Cam Ward, guys, he plays football like it's his part-time job. Like he's just out, I got to be back to my baby mama house by 7 for dinner.
Yeah, but I need this $17 an hour.
Yeah, like I'm gonna give y'all a little 5 TDs, but make sure I'm ready to go back to the crib. Cam Ward is sensational, and he's not even going full speed. So give me Miami. Was not impressed with Mizzou at all. I just think, again, told you guys, Luther Burden's on one team, and unfortunately, it just wasn't Boston College. Oregon, same with you guys. Show me again. And then Penn State, I'm still not sold on. I think they're a joke. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I just, it's so hard. Like, now Michigan has been on the right for me as far as, like, I just couldn't buy in it at all. you lose too much. I get it defensively. I just did not know how they were going to score this week. Maybe prove me wrong. We'll see if USC's defense is actually for real. Orgy's going to start. But it's so dicey. Like after, I really feel like, because I'd probably move up Miami over Missouri, and that top 7, my top 7, if you put in like from Tennessee, Ole Miss, Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas, and then Miami, Missouri, Oregon, Penn State, USC, Utah, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. That next tier of teams, I'm so confused on. I'm like, are you really good? Are you going to be healthy?
Yeah.
Like, that's a big thing about Utah is like, we're going to talk about that. That'll be one of our core 4 games this week. But I'm still steamrolling you boys, just letting you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm very well aware.
I calculated it.
Just letting you know. So the top 10, like, but then that next bracket is a lot of fun. Is a lot of fun because, like, a lot of those teams, like, if Miller Moss is the guy, who knows? It's a pretty easy schedule. They'll beat Penn State or Penn State will beat them. So then one of those teams is out. And then, Utah's got Oklahoma State, Kansas State. Proved me wrong. I went with my heart last week. I wanted
Same, dude.
It wasn't.
Like,
you knew.
Bro.
You knew. We all knew.
Well, like,
we all 3 did it. We were the Arizona guys.
Looking at the spread, man, I'm like, Vegas knows something, man. Vegas knows something, and I'm going to pick against them. And you know what? My heart wants Tet McMillan and Noah Fafita.
Same.
But, man, watching Arizona, I was like, oh, if Tet McMillan's covered, Noah's got nobody. Like,
that offensive line was terrible.
There's no second option.
None.
There is no second option. There is Tet McMillan, and then you got to, you're 5th rung down the ladder.
Yeah.
There's
it's
just
horrible, bro.
It's bad, man.
Ugh.
And I don't know. That wasn't a Big 12 game. It was, but it wasn't a Big 12 game technically. So they're still in, but I don't know, man. If Tet McMillan's not moving the ball, it doesn't look like Arizona's moving the ball. So
yeah. There was one thing you just said that I really it just sat in. Barring anything crazy, Tennessee is a top 12 team and going to the college football playoff.
Should not miss this chance.
I can't believe it because I'm just sitting here listening to the names that you're rattling off, and I'm like, wow, Tennessee's better, Tennessee's better, Tennessee's better, Tennessee's better. That's crazy to be able to say.
And we felt that here. We felt like the opportunity to be this good was there. I don't know, in my heart of hearts, I don't know if we can win it. But I do think we are one of the 12 best teams after week 3.
And this, I'm so glad you brought this up because this is where I actually absolutely get to tear down the current format of the 12-team playoffs. Because here's the problem. You're not fighting for one of 12 spots. You're fighting for one of 7. Because 5 of those seeds are guaranteed.
Yeah.
And it is a horrible format. I am so against automatic bids for the exact reason that you talked about. You name off some of these teams, Tennessee's better than some of these teams. But there's a chance you could miss the playoff because somebody from the ACC's got to get in.
Yeah.
Somebody from the G5's got to get in. They have to. Somebody from the Big 12 has to get in. I mean, we're talking about the way the Big 12 conference stands right now. If Cam Rising doesn't come back, winner of the Big 12 could have 3 losses.
Easily.
And they have to get in. Not only do they have to get in, they're getting a first-round bye.
Shout out to Shador. Let's make it happen, baby.
Nah, bro. You got to be a team that can come back from anything. You got to be the Gus Bus. UCF! Keep that train rolling, baby!
Man.
It looks so
Comeback victory.
Like,
Comeback victory. We're
what
going
a
on a
game.
bye week. What a walk-off. I really needed that. Just say, I needed that for my pride's sake.
35-34. It was so good.
Such a good, because
What a
I was
game.
trying to watch both those games, going back and forth on during the night. I love Saturdays on the couch, just cheering for a team that picked
do
up
you
on
have
one.
no emotional investment in it?
I do now.
You're emotionally invested in UCF this year?
Yes, I am.
I understand.
I'm
Understand
there.
that. I respect
All right, we got about 15 minutes, boys.
that.
Okay.
Yep. Let's run through it.
Emotionally invested is not the Carolina Panthers.
No.
They are done. Bryce has been benched. Our number 1 overall pick 2 years ago is now benched.
Yep. I love it.
Are they giving up too soon?
You know what? I don't care if they are. Get him out of there.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm tired of the disrespect, man. I'm tired of people looking at that. Bryce can't play. But dude, nobody can play behind that offensive line, man.
Free Bryce.
Nobody can play behind. Put my boy somewhere. Put him in. Dude, could you imagine him? And I love Brock Purdy. Could you imagine that man on the 49ers?
That's what I want to happen so bad.
Brother, I mean, people don't understand. I watched this man tear apart the best defense in college football like it was nothing.
Shredded him
And
up
they're
with,
like,
a lackluster, comparatively lackluster talent.
But people are like, Bryce can't play. I'm like,
he can play, man.
Boy can play. He just doesn't have a chance.
He is really like, as far as a college quarterback, he is the most composed college quarterback I've ever watched. And that means a lot. I mean, just like what he had talent-wise, he was so impressive all the time. It was awesome. Even in the loss to Tennessee, I was like, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's the only reason that game was close.
Yeah.
I mean, that year they lost at Neyland and to LSU, if Bryce isn't their quarterback, bro, they're 8-4.
Yeah. Easy.
It might be 7-5.
Yeah.
I mean, that man single-handedly carried his team that year.
Yeah.
And now he's like, you can't play. What do you mean he can't play, dog?
He can play. I don't know. Miggy?
I'm doing a trade right now from the Carolina Panthers. I am trading Bryce Young and Deontay Johnson to the L.A. Rams for Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and a second-round pick.
I ain't getting that.
No.
Why? Why not?
Cooper's out for a few weeks now.
Exactly. Buy low. He's done.
Yeah,
Cooper Kupp is never going to play a full season ever again. Matt Stafford, y'all, this entire team for the LA Rams is on IR. It's done.
Yeah.
This is a year from hell.
Definitely.
Blow it up. You have Sean McVay. Go get you a great quarterback. You don't have to draft one. And let's just rebuild. Let's just rebuild right now.
I mean, if I'm somebody that's making a move, I'm Miami. I'm going to Bryce. You don't know what's happening with Tua, man.
That's a good one. And I don't think you'd have to give up much for him. If they're gonna bench him. Now, I do feel like this is a trade bait type of thing. It's like, hey, what can we get for Bryce?
Yeah.
People are going to be calling. They've already been calling
100%.
all day.
Truth be told, I would give up Jalen Waddle for Bryce right now. Player for player.
Our boy Greg Larned said Jalen Waddle is better than a lot of people.
Bro,
He's
Greg
good,
Larned
man.
is a guy. That's a guy.
Did he really say Jalen Waddle's better than DJ Moore?
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man.
I like Waddle. I do. I think Waddle's a very good number 2 wide receiver. Better than DJ Moore?
Bro, I am trading Waddle while his value is high right now. Still got the cheetah, and I can go get me something else.
Yeah.
I really can.
You're not winning.
Yeah.
Division, you're kind of done. You got to realize what you are. Mike McDaniel's the cool nerd is just not giving what you need right now. You got to find another quarterback. Tua should not play a down.
It's done.
Football.
Dude,
He should not.
I don't know, man. He's such a good dude.
He's a
And
great guy. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just ultimately it's his decision to make. Of course, it's his health, his life, and it's hard to give up something that's number one, your livelihood, and number two, something that you've poured pretty much all of your life into. I don't know, man. Just you want to be there in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s. Like you want to be there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just I wish him the best, man.
Same. I'm gonna save the most worried till Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
But I do want to ask.
passion. I got passion. I'm sorry.
You got passion.
Yeah.
You got passion behind that?
Yeah.
Can we?
No,
We're
so
recording this pre-Falcons game.
Yeah, I got passionate behind that.
So
But we're good. We're good. We got time.
can we
next
wait
time.
on that?
Of course.
Because you might be in there.
Oh, no. I fully expect to be in there.
Okay, so let's go with this one. Saints, Bucks, Cardinals. Who's the most for real right now?
Dude, I think it's the Saints, man. Like, is that crazy? Is that crazy? Like, Derek Carr, like,
Malcolm Harris, are you
I
worried
mean-
about Derek Carr?
well, two of them teams are in your division, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Are you a little shooketh about Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield?
I didn't hear the question.
Saints or Bucks or the Cardinals?
Man, the Cardinals terrify me, man.
Oh,
Cardinals.
dude.
I'm not gonna say who Jamarius Julius listens to the show, brother. You're not gonna have me out here.
I can't. Yeah, you can't get got.
No, I can't.
You can't.
But you know what?
Hey, shout out to Jamarius for following us 7 months later.
Like what? Like you haven't known?
You're roommates
Bro.
with one of us and best friends with the other.
You're wild.
Better late than never, baby.
Oh, nah. Seriously, Kubiak has the Saints acting real unusual.
Bro.
Like, bro, their blocking scheme looks amazing. They're playing well on defense. Outside of one big play to CD, he was absolutely locked down. For him to hit his over on Sunday, I don't know how.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
one big
just-
catch, you know?
It was just shot after shot after. Dude, the Saints are for real. Derek Carr is playing like he's in 2016. I've never seen anything like it. Honestly.
It's weird, man.
It's weird, bro.
I can't. It's like Baker I almost get because I saw it last year.
Yeah.
Derek Carr? I got to believe in Derek Carr? But how can I not?
I mean,
He looks amazing right now.
5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 443 passing yards on the season in 2 games.
And Olave doesn't even have one of those.
Yeah. Shaheed has been the best receiver in football through 2 weeks. Y'all know how crazy that is?
7 receptions for 169 yards and 2 tuds on the season for Shaheed.
That's crazy,
That's wild,
man.
man.
Bro, football is weird.
Alvin Kamara, we're going to give you your flowers too. Holy crap. I'm going to call you out every single year. Because remember, I called him out. I was like, do you think he's going to be over or under like 1,000 total yards? Because I was like, he was on a decline. He's been on a pretty significant decline the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I was like, it kind of feels like the fade out year. And running backs have them. We all see it. We see it every year. The slow progression, then it's a pretty big dip in that final year.
Yeah.
Next to final year, he'll go find a little contract. He'll be a second back. No. Our boy is balling.
It's like,
I mean, 4 tutties. One day, he is like the Dylan Sampson of the NFL.
I mean,
It's poetic. I mean, just to watch him run the football, y'all, if he was not in New Orleans, I would have already had a jersey.
Yeah.
Would have been. I'm waiting on him to get to a different team just so I can cop the jersey. Like, sensational.
Yeah. I'm wildly impressed.
And
I can't. Also, I could have thrown the Vikings in there, but I can't do it.
I mean,
I can't.
yeah, no. If we're going to talk about sensational, somebody showed up on Sunday.
who's
We were waiting on somebody to show up, and that man's name is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Woo!
2 tuds, over 100 yards, under 4 receptions. Just absolutely like jumping onto the scene. Like, oh yeah, Dad could ball. I can ball too.
Yeah.
Here I am. Where were you in week 1? Don't worry, I'll make up that production in week 2.
2
What?
touchdowns.
Like,
that offense is fantastic. Kyler Murray.
Fun to watch.
I know it's early Kyler Murray, and he may fade off after week 4 or 5 per usual. But right now, that offense is awesome.
fun. Man.
Trey McBride, bro.
Got that automatic touchdown this week. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh-wee.
That any-timer? Knew that was coming.
Man. Nah, seriously. We talked about this earlier. I think we were talking about some other receivers. And I said that a Phantom, well, a Chrysler 300 looks like a Phantom until a Phantom pulls up. That's this Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison talk to me. Malik Neighbors is great. That's awesome.
Yep.
It's a nice car.
Yep.
That's-
Super solid.
That's Walmart. All right. Marvin Harrison, that's Target, baby. Target where you go in and the carts work. It's not but smooth. You can get you a Starbucks, some popcorn. It doesn't smell like theft. Y'all know that smell in Walmart. It smells like theft a little
It's
bit.
got everything you need, but you're a little worried every time you go
But
in.
you're a little worried every time. Hey, with Marvin Harrison Jr., there's no worries. That's what Lil Wayne said. I ain't got no worries. Yeah. Marvin Harrison Jr., that boy is
For real.
for real. Platinum.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad he had to come, dude.
I'm so glad we have Malcolm Harris on here. I never thought in my wildest dreams that Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. would be compared to Target, Walmart.
And Walmart,
Now, that's also knowing that you've become 30 years old, my friend.
Oh,
Walmart was kind of nice.
yeah, man. And I like Walmart. Walmart has a Subway or a McDonald's in it. It's great, bro. Not shaming Walmart. That's awesome. You know your baby mama wants to go to Target.
Yeah, I know.
100%.
Come on.
We don't come down off Signal to go to Walmart that much.
Come on, brother.
We go make special trips to Target.
We're going to make that Target trip.
Target, if you will.
Oh, fancy.
Let's get Jacques Penet. Yeah. Got some classy places.
You are hilarious.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I think we got to wrap it up. We got music coming behind us.
Yep.
Boys, this has been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't say it at the beginning, even though I tell G to do it all the time, and I forgot to do it. Like and subscribe to our pod. Follow us at Chatt It Up Sports, wherever you get your podcasts, whatever social media you scroll on, baby. We need some likes. We need some subscribers. We want more love from you because we love you guys. And I love you too, fellas.
And we love you.
Love you, bro.
I can't wait for Thursday. Live show from possibly Universal Joint.
Possibly.
I would say a very
Kinda
strong
up in the
chance.
air.
Yeah, I think that's like 85% of the bag.
85% is buckets in the NBA. That's all right. We out of here. Love yous. Peace out.
Bye.